is Maria Caldera, and I'm a past president of the Lions Club of Canberra Valley. Currently, I am the second vice president, and my role this year is to manage sponsorship of a citizenship ceremony for the club. We have liaised with the Department of Home Affairs and are sponsoring this to keep in touch with the community and involve ourselves in community service.
Australian citizenship is a shared identity, a common bond which unites all Australians while respecting our diversity. This day is an opportunity for all Australians, whether by birth or by choice, to reflect on how we can contribute to creating a cohesive and welcoming Australia. Today we will take the final steps into joining those people who have come before you to join this great Australian family. We are honoured to have Sam here with us today, and I ask that you join me in welcoming him to the stage.
Thank you, David. Thank you. Thank you, Line President David, for very generous introductions. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and all distinguished guests, before I commence, I'd like to also acknowledge we are on the land of the Ngunnawal people, pay respect for their elders, past and present and emerging, and its people for its continued modifications and enhancement for the region of Canberra. And I also like to acknowledge any other Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders people come here today. I'd like to give them a special welcome. It is a especially honor for me for this week to come and speak with you, especially to the candidates soon to be citizens of Australia. And I'd like to especially acknowledge the hard-working department people. They've been here all day, Tuesday, and as well this morning, have 5 sessions of the citizenship thing. They're working so hard. And I also want to congratulate my Lions Club. The Lions Club of Canberra Valley, they've been hosting citizenship ceremony for the last many years. And there are other Lions Club, like the Lions Club of Canberra and Lions Club of Canberra Walden, also hold similar citizenship for the celebration for you welcome you guys to our nation. And I will say a little bit more about Lions Club International at the end of my talk, if you don't mind. I arrived here, as Line President mentioned, in the early 70s. I did pharmacy in Melbourne, and I spent a year in hospital, and then a year in the pharmaceutical industry in Sydney. Then I turned up to Canberra and joined the Australian Public Service, then the Federal Department of Health. Not too many pharmacists graduate or pharmacists actually join the department at the time. There are 2 reasons. They're too far away because it's Canberra. And the other one is working for the public service is very regimental. There's not much freedom. People rather than go out and have a pharmacy, be a boss, and make lots of money. But I choose the path because I'm not a very good businessman at all. In fact, I don't think about money in general. Therefore, I better go for something that I could be steady going and have a sustainable career. Therefore, I joined the Australian Public Service. And I tell you that I have no regret to do it. And I also encourage our new citizen may consider to become a public servant as your lifetime career. There are 2 things really excite me. I'm still find it encouraging, even I retired after working there for over 37 years. One is fair go. The Australian Public Service really gives you an opportunity, a platform to excel if you have the ability in respect of your race, creed, or religion, or come from me, from a Hong Kong Chinese background. The other thing also, they give you continued professional development, which is welcoming to a lot of people. Rather than you study university for 2 years or 5 years, then your knowledge seems to be seized. But in the public service, lifetime study is an important part of your career development. And therefore for 2 parts, and also it's a very stable job at that time. I become their so-called talking person like I'm talking to you, for the Department of Health for maybe over 10 years. And during that time, because of my past experience from the family side in Chinese medicine, I sort of encourage and also to push the best through an evidence-based type of philosophy that Australia, probably one of the few countries in the West, have registered Chinese medicine product preparation, and as well as recognitions for Chinese medicine practitioner supposed to be equal with other health professionals. And this is not easy. It's a difficult time, but I think I pray myself as Chinese background and all the pharmacy background and working well with the medical profession, and that succeed. And this is part for you in the future. If you got your career, if you got your ethnicity, your heritage, it's always nice to work hand in hand to achieve your goal, to make a strong contribution to Australia and to its people. I did mention something about Lions Club. I'm supposed to be a very old guy because this year, this is my 43rd year in Lions Club International. And I'm very pleased I'm a member of the Canberra Valley Lions Club. But during my early day, again, through my pharmacist training, we established an organization within Lions called the Australian Drug Awareness Foundation. Australian Drug Awareness Foundation basically is to promote healthy living, especially young people not to take drugs or alcohol and so on. I take an active role on that, use my pharmacy background. And therefore, sometimes I use that as a basis for advising people or helping people to think about, during your spare time rather than for your career, you should make some contribution back to your society. I mean, Lions Club is one of those options you might like to consider. Pardon me, I like to advertise for Lions Club today. And the other thing of volunteering is very important to us. And introduction, I've been serving the migrant and the refugees community for a long, long time. I chaired the Canberra Migrant Resource Centre for over at least 3 terms, and I've been there for probably too long to remember. At the time, at the earlier part in the 80s and 90s, there was not much money around from the government to support these people. We have nearly 500 volunteers in Canberra at that time to support the refugees and new migrants. And a lot of them become very valuable citizens and very, I would say, enormous contribution to the city of Canberra and to Australia. And one of the things we are so proud is they volunteer, not just our migrant group, but the rest of Australia. Australia really have a characteristics of volunteering for us and for humanity. Just think about the example in recent bushfire. There are volunteer firefighters die because fighting for fires, not for themselves, even their family who might be burned, but they give up their lives. And so on and so on. And there are many good people like our Surf Life Saving Club in the coast, and there are many other volunteer work you might like to consider as part of the contribution back to the nation. And I'm very pleased, like the previous talk, to congratulate the ACT Emergency Service Agency and also the ACT Wildlife and Conservation and Park people. They've just been named 2 days ago the Canberra Citizen of the Year because of their significant contribution for community and to the nation. I nearly finished. I think by time then I like to read something to you. I was asked to read to you, and it's important if you could at least remember some of them. I'd be very grateful. And this is about citizenship in Australia. Citizenship is a common bond that connected all Australians, whether they are citizens by birth or by choice. Citizenship recognizes the strength of our diverse background, and this is multiculturalism is all about. By becoming an Australian citizen, individuals are showing that they want to be part of the Australian community. And citizenship means having a stake both in our future success as a nation and our shared value of respect, equality, and freedom. As citizens, we commit to Australia and its people working together to increase prosperity of our nation. Part being a good citizen is about inclusiveness, respect, and giving everyone a fair go. And finally, I mentioned before, active citizens give back to their local community and work to make the community and the world a better place. To finish it off, I say it again, I say it again and again, being a good citizen in Australia is not just you paying your tax, being a jury, being a good neighbour, all actually have a helping hand. But most important thing, think of our environment and our disaster who we need help, and more importantly, your role as a member or family really recognize a good, significant identity in the nation of Australia. Again, I'd like to congratulate all the candidates, soon-to-be citizens, for their going to be invested and become one of us, or one of ours, if I may say so. And thank you again for the opportunity to speak, and I think I'm about 2 minutes over time. I'm sorry about that. Thank you again for your opportunity. Thank you.
From this time forward,
Thank you.
I pledge my loyalty to Australia and its people, whose democratic beliefs I share, whose rights and liberties I respect, and whose laws I will uphold and obey. Congratulations, you're now state.
As an Australian citizen, I affirm my loyalty to Australia and its people, whose democratic beliefs I share, whose rights and liberties I respect, and whose laws I uphold and obey.